Alrighty, I guess we can get started. So I would say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, based on where you're watching us from, and welcome to another Live on ServiceNow webinar. Today we have a very important topic to cover, which is about your ITOM journey with us, and specifically how ServiceNow Impact can really help you drive success within that journey. I would say we can possibly talk about some forward-looking statements today, so please be mindful of our safe harbor notice. Quick housekeeping items for today. First of all, we do have time saved for Q&A at the end of this session, and possibly we'll pick a few questions from your side throughout the session. So don't be shy. Absolutely leverage the Q&A box. That's going to be your main way of interacting with us as of this webinar. The presentation will indeed be recorded and shared following the event. You'll be able to find it in the community page. And after this event, you'll be prompted to fill out a short survey, which typically happens for all the other Live on ServiceNow webinars. So we absolutely appreciate your feedback. Please make sure that you leave yours even on for today's session as well. Now, introductions. For those that do not know me, I am Gian Mario De Luigi, and I'm part of the outbound product management team for ITOM. And I'm joined here today by two great superstars that are gonna talk about the great success of Impact merged with ITOM. So, Mary, over to you.
Yes, thank you. Good to see everybody on the webinar today. I'm Mary Benata, and I am the creator of the ITOM Impact Accelerators and the Data Foundation Accelerators. I'm excited to talk to you today. Brendan?
Awesome. Brendan, over to you.
Hey everybody, my name is Brendan Halliday and I'm part of the TAS team within ServiceNow's Impact. So TAS, it stands for Technical Accelerators at Scale, and we're the team that delivers the accelerator programs that you'll be hearing about today. So these are short targeted engagements designed to help you adopt and thrive with the ServiceNow products that you already have. Yeah, a little bit more about myself, I guess, is I've been around the ecosystem, the ServiceNow ecosystem for a while. Around 17 years. The first half of that was as an end user through various support roles. And the second half was working on the platform side, starting out as an admin, later joining one of the ServiceNow Elite partners here in Australia, where I was a technical lead, and about a year and a half ago, I moved over to ServiceNow. So I feel like this gives a really good mix of different perspectives. I've been an end user, been a customer, a partner, and now I'm on the vendor side of things. Back over to you, Gian. Thank you. And thank you very much for hosting.
Awesome. So excited to have you guys. And yes, for those that missed this slide, we purposely left it here right after the presentation of the speakers because it's very important that you actually join the Live on ServiceNow events. If you haven't done so, please do scan the QR code here in this slide, and we'll be later sharing the actual link in the chat. We want to make sure that you don't miss these great opportunities to essentially better deploy and adopt the products that ServiceNow offers and especially achieve value faster. Live on ServiceNow is definitely your one of your best resources. Agenda for today, it's absolutely packed. Yes, as you can tell from this slide, we have many different topics to talk about today. And specifically, we'll get into the details of what can Impact do in order to help you better adopt different parts or different products within the ITOM portfolio. And we'll also see a bit of the maturity assessment and success parts of the journey. Without further saying, I will hand it over to Mary to talk about impact and accelerator delivery.
Yes, just let me get started here. And I'm so excited. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
That's awesome. So let's talk all about impact and the accelerator delivery of and how we can help you on your journey, and how we can help you understand what we offer. So ServiceNow's impact, it can help everyone at your organization who relies on ServiceNow, and from your C-level executive team to the people who work directly on your ServiceNow platform. So ServiceNow Impact offers a premium support, health and observability, and it's tailored to those roles like your admins or your CXOs. Your Impact Squad provides recommendations, platform health insights, and 24/7 technical support. So all of this is personalized to your company. For example, your customer success manager can recommend an expert-led engagement by someone like Brendan to come in and deliver one of these targeted accelerators to help you speed up your implementation adoption. So if you have impact, if you don't have impact, and you're curious what is inside of impact, this might give you a little bit of view into that. So with your impact portal, you may have access to a comprehensive map of all of your licensed ServiceNow applications. We call that the capabilities map. And here you can view your adoption status, what licenses you might have, prescriptive guidance, and product documentation for each capability, all in one place. We also have for our customers a product adoption roadmap. So this will help you on your IT operations and data foundation journey by customizing a roadmap that's aligned to your business objectives. Track your adoption status, prioritize as your objectives evolve, and help you align to your key business initiatives and to accelerate those outcomes with some expert guidance. So here you might see where you want to drive operational success, and you can choose like the service reliability management, or you could choose one of our event management journey, which we will talk about here a little bit deeper. So we also have through that, once you choose your roadmap, you can then reach over to the accelerator catalog and access one of these fixed scope engagements that Brendan was talking about, designed only to help you achieve those outcomes quickly. These will deliver the right expertise at the right time so you can get to that value quickly. And we offer 3 different types of catalogs. We have architecture, strategy, and technical type accelerators. So I'm part of the product strategy and portfolio management team, which is in part of our overall customer excellence group that brings you impact. We design the accelerators that deliver these critical aspects of the impact product line through a team of these consultants. We also have a team of architects, platform architects, that deliver to our top tier impact subscribers. You can learn more about us through our Impact community site and our catalog that can be found on the ServiceNow product docs site. So our technical accelerators are designed to accelerate the usage and adoption of products and features through demonstrations, personalized coaching, and guidance. For our total and advanced customers, we also can go a bit deeper into their organizational governance and strategy using ServiceNow platform to drive performance and success. The architecture accelerators will help you gain that foundational understanding of your business outcome maturity, providing recommendations on which product is going to help you in your journey. So, and then finally, we have the foundations and steady state accelerators that is going to help you connect that vision by action and baselining your current state and giving you a tailored plan. Again, some of these are delivered by our technical architect consultants. Some are performed by our customer success executives, and others are delivered by our platform architects. And here you can see you can look at the Impact Accelerator catalog, which will take you to our docs site and see what's available. And then also we have a community site if you have any questions. So how can ServiceNow Impact help you put ITOM and CMDB to work in your organization? First, Impact's going to set that foundation to help you learn about the CMDB and CSDM data foundations. And our top tier Impact customers, we provide a maturity assessment to help them measure their processes to manage and update and maintain those key data points. So once we have that foundational knowledge established, we can learn more about which products you need to populate your CMDB and map your critical services. So we can do that through learning how to use our service graph connectors in the introduction to CMDB ingestion. We can help jumpstart your ITOM discovery. We have some customers that may have started with just service graph connectors or agent client collector, and they need a more holistic view and populating their data into the CMDB. We currently have a jumpstart your service mapping. So this will help you gain insights into which method you might want to start implementing in your organization and know how to search for that partner or our expert services and knowing which targeted method you would like to take. And then overall, we have an ITOM maturity assessment that is available to our tier 2 or top tier impact customers, which is a personalized assessment provided by subject matter experts. It's a self-led assessment. We do have other ITOM products on our roadmap to help you implement things like cloud discovery, our AI ops, our leap products. So keep tuned. If you don't see something here, we will be pumping these out over the next year or so. So next, we want to look at improving your health. So once you've had that established implementation, you want to improve your data ingestion, your organizational health, leverage your third-party monitoring tools, or you want to even request access to just getting an expert. We have an accelerator to help you do just that. And keep in mind, you don't have to take these in this order. Some customers may want to take a tune up your CMDB. Some may want to start with, have done all those things and want to, go into jumpstarting their event management. You can also take these, and Brendan, you can correct me, but I believe you can take the accelerators more than once. You're not limited to just only taking them one time. And then finally, we have a ServiceNow Impact Accelerator that will help you measure value and make sure you're driving the business results you need. And we're going to do that by helping you refine your strategic vision, aligning those capabilities. So this isn't just about your technology and implementing your technology. It's holistically helping you grow through people and process and governance as well. So short version, just Impact's going to bring everything to help as much as we can to help you implement and get to, have that confidence that you're on the right journey. So we're going to jump straight into a poll. And what is going to be your biggest challenge with deploying or scaling ITOM solutions? So here it's a multiple choice. Select more than one, or select the ones that are closest to your current challenges.
Nice. Thank you, Mary. I see a lot of answers in there already. So yeah, we'll leave, I guess, the poll on for a few seconds more if you want to keep going with the next section.
All right, so let's go ahead and hit end the poll. Move on. So next section, let's establish that foundation. So with the advent of AI, the CMDB plays a crucial role in helping you establish that solid foundation for your organization. And I've always said the CMDB is more than just what we call a configuration management database. I think the title's outdated. It used to be just about change management, but it's about so much more today. It really truly is the source of truth. And so around that, we've created several accelerators, as I mentioned in the previous slides, that will help your organization accelerate as an impact customer. So data, again, is that fuel for AI and the work and getting that workflow success. So it's just not about inventory, and it's not just about making changes to things that could cause an outage or fix it before it does cause an outage. It's about giving your business context for every IT decision. It's that context that I say, is the power that powers all the outcomes. So let's kind of walk through a couple of these. So for events, metrics, logs, your AI ops, when IT events are tied to a business service in the CMDB, AI and automation can focus attention where it matters most. So you can reduce that noise, detect the root causes faster, and prioritize remediation by business impact, not just by the technical severity. And then risk and compliance, you can use the CMDB. It will help you govern what you can't see. So when we have disasters, whether it be a flood in Houston, Texas, or it's a major wildlife fire or any other kind of natural disaster where we have to shut down data centers, we need to know what technology risks are into those business processes. What's going to come to a stop when those kind of things happen? It's about supporting that business continuity and that disaster recovery planning. And then we have the security. So security teams, yes, you can do SecOps and you can pump in the CIs or the items that are there, but tying that to what could possibly be shut down in the case of a ransomware, having CMDB for context for vulnerability response comes in exercise in risk-based precision, right? So instead of a rote guesswork, it becomes an understanding of immediately what effects that security breach may have. And then around IT asset management, again, we all know the CMDB syncs into what's in our asset management, and our asset management syncs into the CMDB. It's that visibility into ownership, usage, and life cycle. It's going to help you optimize your hardware and your software spend, and the CMDB is going to help connect that financial and operational views so that you can stop overbuying and start right sizing. And I think today, documenting our processes and understanding how all of these things work together is a really important step to reducing spend. So around change management, DevOps, I think this is the most familiar. Probably don't need to go into this too much, but it's going to help you detect those unauthorized changes. It's going to assess the blast radius and avoid those outages to help you, do those misconfigured updates. And I'll never forget, I was working for Spirit Aerosystems here in Wichita, Kansas, where the air capital. This is where a lot of the Boeing 747s had been built in the past. There's a lot of airplane parts, a lot of the seats you sit on. And I'll never forget that when one of the server administrators took a nice vacation and he didn't have that change record in place, and we had a very serious outage over that. So keeping track of all of that is, I think, again, we can say is probably the number one reason for having a CMDB, but now there's so many more. So we call it enterprise architecture. It's when you connect that app inventory. It used to be called application portfolio management. It's recognizing that tech debt and streamlining that rationalization of, do we have multiple applications of this? I worked for helped a very large pharmaceutical company, global company. You guys would probably be all familiar with the name. And they had merged a lot and took on acquisitions. And so they had multiple licenses and they didn't know what they had. So APM, enterprise architecture, helped them reduce their technical debt and help them guide those smarter investments. So customer service management, we report a problem, agents can instantly see what equipment or services they depend on. Certificate management, I know everybody's experienced a certificate renewal outage or a firewall change, and we want to make sure that CMDB is up to date to have that information. And then around cloud transformation, understanding your migration, your spend optimization, showing how those cloud service map to those initiatives. And it's just prioritizing what delivers that business value. It's not just about the technical completeness of it all. And then, of course, incident and major incident management. Again, I don't need to explain that if you've been in IT for any amount of time, but we need to know what services are impacted, not just that Betty has an outage in finance, but that this is going to cause, the company hundreds of $1,000s an hour that there's an outage. So we want to resolve those incidents faster. And knowing what configuration item is having the issue, which leads to knowing what services outage is really important. So all of these cases have different tools and different stakeholders. It's not even just the IT department that has a stake into the CMDB. I always say the CMDB is as important as the financial database is to finance and the employee database is to HR. The CMDB is the source of truth. So here we wanted to talk about the 3 pillars of a quality of data foundation. So the CMDB is only as valuable as the data that powers it, and that data must just be more than present. So it needs to be unified, governed, and useful. So we talk about ingestion. I think if you guys have been on any CMDB conversations, if you've implemented it recently, you've probably seen this slide. But overall, we want to take a structured approach to the ingestion, which covers a lot of the ITOM products. It covers the governance and that insight. We want to keep that data healthy, and we want to make it available, and we want to understand who's consuming those services. So regarding the first pillar is to ingest or populate the data into the CMDB and gain full coverage of automation and data population of your infrastructure. Our ITOM product team, and I'm proud to be on here with John. He's part of that team, and I've been on calls, but go-to-market calls for years now, and they do a lot of work to ensure our customers have the best product. They offer our native IT operations visibility and applications, discovery, agent client collector, service mapping, and then along with those workspaces to provide governance and insight, you can leverage your existing applications, again, through our service graph connectors to help enrich that data. And all of our accelerators help you understand, do I need to use agent client collector? Do I need to use discovery? How can we help you know which direction you need to go on that product adoption movement? So let's talk a little bit here about our accelerators and how they now fit into that. So earlier I showed you this progression of a journey of which accelerators are visible. So in order to support our customers' population of the CMDB, we offer an introduction to the CMDB ingestion. So that aligns with that first pillar, right? So here we want to focus on leveraging your current investments by covering the various service graph connectors. We also touch on some, how to do imports. We talk about discovery. We talk about a little bit about agent client collector, just to kind of help you determine which is your best method forward. So then another one of our accelerators is what we call the Jumpstart Your CMDB. So this is great for customers who may have not implemented a CMDB. They said, we don't need a CMDB, and now they might feel like they need one. It might be an initial implementation, but they would like to obtain more insight, maybe start to be using multiple sources. They want to put those 3 pillars to work in their organization. So if that's you, we recommend, reaching out to your CSM. We have a customer success manager assigned to your account. Reach out to them and say, you heard about this, you're interested in it. You want to learn more about how the CMDB workspace works. We want our customers to adopt these workspaces. Just install those plugins and get to using them. Use that data manager and to help, with your duplication, your archival of those CIs, and then again, the identification and reconciliation to help reduce those duplicates. And then to top that off, we want to ensure you have a trusty CMDB. So we offer a Tune Up Your CMDB. It is a detailed assessment of the health of your CMDB. There's a health scan engine that has a curated set of definitions built on years of experience of people like myself and Brendan and our product success team, our expert services team. We all come together and said, these are the things that make your CMDB healthy. So we can help you with best practices, understand the upstream causes and the downstream consequences, all while helping you level up your governance and the insight around that. We also have some sister offerings with our expert services that we're not talking about today, because those aren't through Impact, but we actually recommend you looking at Discovery Amplified, but our CM2B Amplified, which also will help you remediate those issues. So focus on the CSDM foundation data. So populating all of that IT landscape is important, but there's a bigger picture. Every organization has these foundational pieces of data that may not, they're probably not discoverable. We can populate them automatically, but that foundational data also covers logical and very specific data related to your organization. Like, who are your support group? What users go in those support groups? What are your departments? What are your locations? This accelerator will help you learn where that data goes into the ServiceNow platform that's outside of the CMDB, and how we would like you to keep it maintained and certifiable. So now we're going to jump into the second poll, because we'd like to understand where you see your organization today as it relates to the CMDB. And we would like you to just select one that best closely fits your organization. Oh, this looks good. This looks pretty good. We've moved the needle over the last 5 years that I've been working on these polls. This is awesome.
Yeah, very exciting feedback so far. Please, all of the attendees, make sure that you express your best choice. And yeah, so far so good. I'd say we can end the poll now.
Do I click share results? It's been a while since I've ran one of these. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. 58%. I don't know if that shows up or not. Okay. So let's move on. And I think next we're going to talk about ITOM visibility. So I like this tagline. If you don't know about it, you can't manage it. I think everybody knows that. If you don't know what's in your pantry, even a kitchen, a major restaurant, they have a person that actually keeps track of what's in the pantry, so they can bring all those spices and ingredients together to serve up a meal. And I always think of IT in those terms. So it's knowing what you own, what services it provides, and how to gain that visibility so you can manage through acceleration to implementation. And we can help you do that with an Impact guidance. So coming soon, December 4th, you will soon be able to go to that accelerator catalog and request to jumpstart your discovery implementation. So this, we see a lot of our Impact customers that may have purchased it, but they haven't implemented it for many of the reasons, you might mention lack of resources, or maybe you thought service graph connectors or agent client collector could meet your needs. But Jumpstart Your ITOM Discovery is going to help you go from license ownership to product usage, to educate you on those technical foundations, especially of the horizontal discovery of the devices. That's where we recommend you starting. We give you very firm recommendations what you should be doing day 1, day 2. You don't want to boil the ocean and try to find everything all at once. And then addressing those security considerations. We have a lot of projects that get started and then they come to a screeching halt because security wasn't brought in. We're not getting buy-in from the network team or the server team. So if you're in that position of where you're considering this, we help you through understanding what resources you need and the timeline to implement it. So it's going to answer those questions for your organization. What is it going to take for us to do this? And to get you excited about it. So then the next one is we have a tune up your ITOM discovery. So the customers that may have already implemented and they want a health check, we're here to provide that implementation and usage analysis. Why is it, there is a performance issue, or if you're not discovering all the things you need. I cannot tell you how important these discovery health implementation, health checks are. I'll tell everybody a little story. I was working for a customer and they kept saying, we find the things with discovery and then it just disappears in the CMDB 7 days later. When we did an intensive health scan check, we found out they had a script running that deleted the CI if it didn't have a task record every 7 days. So you never know what might be running in there. And so sometimes just having a second pair of eyes on it to say, this is what we're seeing, this is how you can fix them, and giving you some recommended changes. And with that, we have a sister service offering provided by our expert services called Discovery Amplified. They will come in for a 6 to 7 week engagement and actually help you fix those things. So ITOM help. I love this saying, an ITOM a day keeps the outage at bay. Kind of been sticking in my head. And that's what we recommend with our event management accelerator. It's going to soon be getting an uplift. If you happen to have had this accelerator in the past, I recommend you taking it again so that you get an understanding of all the new cool features. Again, that ITOM team is working hard for you and they're developing some really cool features. I will say I've implemented event management back in the day and they've made it easy. They've made it really easy to get this stood up and running. So let's talk about that. So that jumpstart your event management is through applied demonstration. We're going to highlight how you can leverage the power of using the data from the CMDB, service mapping, know what services are affected. And then I always like to say, healing that digital fabric. This is that start. This is that you're getting into the proactiveness and a higher level of maturity. Does that stop you from adopting it day one? Absolutely not. You can get event management even stood up without a CMDB and starting to adopt that in the implementation journey. And that's what this accelerator is about. It's to help you understand what you receive in this product. And then we have a adoption guidance for service mapping as well. So there's a lot of different ways you can service map. A few years ago, it was just top down, very detailed, very heavy lifting. Again, our ITOM product BU is working hard to deliver products that make it even easier to map those CIs to those service. And our TAS team is excited to share those features with you and show you what those different choices are, so that when you're ready to implement and you're looking for that partner or you're talking to expert services, you have an idea of which method or approach or approaches that would be good for you. So we'll address what resources, timelines, and effort is related to implementation and give you some high-level education in the process. Then finally, we have a maturity assessment. So with our maturity assessment, we want to make sure you're maturing through your journey, that you're not stalling out, that you're making that next logical step. Sometimes you put the cart before the horse or the horse before the cart, and then you say, yeah, we need to stop and see where we're at. And how do we get from a reactive to a proactive state? So there's a self-assessment. It's going to cover people, process, and technology. It's not just going to see what products you adopted or how well your product's working for you. This is to help your organization to grow, to mature. And so with that self-assessment, there's a report that will contain your maturity estimated score. And then it's going our platform architects that are part of, some of our impact packages will help you drive that through the product adoption roadmap. It's going to help you if you're a guided customer, our CSM. If our CSMs can look and understand where you are in your maturity assessment. Finally, it's our last poll, and you guys have been so awesome in helping us understand so much about our organizations. It helps us understand your interest and where we need to create more accelerators and where you guys need guidance. So if you could answer this question, which products are you currently a priority for your organization? Please select all that apply, and I'm sure you have products that you're interested in that aren't here, but this is our future roadmap, and we want to know which ones we need to get delivered to you first.
And also for those that cannot see, as in my case here, cannot see all of the options, please feel free to scroll all the way down so you can see all of them. Thank you.
We had lots of options, and we're going to have lots of new impact accelerators that come out of these options. I think the bottom one is a cloud accelerate, which is what, like, it's kind of like 3 wrapped in 1. It's a good value.
It is indeed, especially for everyone that is trying to automate the sort of cloud operation side of things. It's definitely a big part of it. Awesome. I see a really engaged audience today. So thank you all for providing your inputs.
Thank you. So, Brendan, you're up. It's Brendan's time to tell you the success he's seen with his customers and to share that with you.
Thank you so much, Mary. That was a really, really good overview of everything that we do have on offer. As I sort of mentioned at the top, I am part of the technical accelerators at scale here in APJ, and we are the delivery arm of these accelerators that Mary's just walked us through. We work directly with the customers across the region to bring the accelerators to life. So where Mary and her team focus on building the framework, if you will, our team, or the TAS team's role is all about helping the customers apply it. Next slide, please, Mary. Speaking about our customers, this is one of the slides that we all run through in all of our ITOM related accelerator sessions. As we feel that getting the right people involved can sometimes be half the battle that we face. So when we talk about achieving success with ITOM discovery, or just ITOM, or the CMDB itself, it really is about the collective effort as well. Success isn't the work of one team. It is the alignment of many. So, as we know, ITOM touches many parts of the business. Your ServiceNow platform team, your infrastructure teams, your networking teams, your end user computing teams, security. Success depends on that alignment and those teams moving in the same direction. So it really starts with our executive sponsorship, setting the vision, clearing the path for success. We then have our project managers that help keep momentum going, while discovery administrators and their technical SMEs handle the configuration and the troubleshooting on the ground. Then we have our SMEs. These are essentially known as our class owners. They're the ones who know the technology the best, but they also can be the busiest teams in any organization. We all know that. So creating space for their input and aligning their priorities early on is key to a smooth implementation. And we also, heavily rely on our security teams, because at the end of the day, they provide the access, clearances, and the governance that makes all parts of ITOM, especially discovery, possible, ensuring that we're operating safely and in line with organizational policy. And then the CMDB and CI analysts, they help bridge everything together, keeping data accurate and meaningful. One message I always like to reinforce is that the CMDB is a living and breathing system. Even with tools that we have at our disposal, such as the data manager to help automate lifecycle management, it still does need care and attention. Anything in ITOM and the CMDB, it's not a one and done exercise. It is an ongoing rhythm that keeps your environment healthy and reliable. And one final caveat there is that depending on our size of our organization, the same responsibilities might sit with one person, or they may be distributed across multiple teams. What matters most is that everyone knows their role here, and that we're all pulling in the same direction. And that's how you can really create real impact and lasting success. Next slide, please, Mary. Okay, so this is an engagement that we've had recently, and this was an engagement over two tune up your ITOM discovery sessions. So Mary did mention earlier that we can run these multiple times, and we actively actually encourage it. You can do it on a regular cadence, and whatever that cadence is to you, that you will know that. But what we find is that it really helps build momentum. And it sort of gives you can sort of you get a baseline and you can keep track. So between the two sessions here, this customer made real progress. ITOM discovery coverage expanded by about 30%. Okay, so we saw more IP ranges coming in and things like that. Mid-server health improved through version alignment and configuration cleanup. And the team also modernized their ITOM setup through plugin management and migrating from Cloud API to pattern-based cloud discovery. Okay, and what really stood out in the second session for me was the shift in mindset. While we were still discussing technical topics, I could clearly see the more strategic thinking coming through. The client was starting to really connect their technical progress with that broader ITOM outcomes. This team, they've already shared plans to book in another tune-up your ITOM discovery early next year to really help keep that monthly rhythm going. And it's a great example how to use the accelerators effectively. Regularly checking in as you make progress on a body of work, validating improvements, and setting new focus areas each time. Okay, and that's one of the real strengths of the Impact accelerators. They give our customers a structured way to maintain momentum, measure success, and then keep advancing their ITOM maturity. Next slide, please, Mary. Okay, they say feedback is a gift, and after every accelerator engagement, we take the time to ask our customers, about their experience. Okay, so the first quote here is from a Jumpstart Your CMDB session. Okay, this is the start of the journey, helping our customers understand where their CMDB helps build structure and see what's possible, through our Impact technical accelerators, and not just our ITOM ones, but our whole catalog. Our customers gain the tools, direction, and momentum to help translate those early efforts into measurable success. And the next two quotes there are from our Tune Up Your CMDB and our Tune Up Your ITOM Discovery accelerators. Okay, these accelerators sit side by side in the journey. You can't have ITOM without it really needs a solid CMDB there as well along in the journey. But together, these help our accelerators they help our customers validate progress, strengthen data quality, and really help set a solid baseline that future accelerators can then build upon. As we said, keeping that momentum flowing and the maturity growing over time. And overall, all three of these sessions here, I do feel, and the feedback that we got back, I do feel that there is a common theme here, and that's clarity, confidence, and measurable progress. And that's the value of Impact and our technical accelerators, helping our customers move faster, stay aligned on their ITOM goals. And also importantly, this feedback doesn't just involve. It just doesn't stay with us. It shapes how we evolve. So Mary's team, they use the feedback that we receive to help refine existing accelerators and then even create new ones. So, each engagement builds on what we've learned and continues to deliver a meaningful impact. Next slide, please, Mary. Thank you. Okay, so those examples sort of show us the kind of progress that we're seeing when customers use Impact, real improvements, measurable outcomes, and growing confidence. But that's not where the support ends. So ServiceNow has a complete ecosystem here designed to keep that momentum going through Impact, training, and expert services. So the first is ServiceNow Impact itself. So this is our, a success program designed to guide you and accelerate your outcomes on the platform. It provides the guidance, resources, and the expert support, you need to help you accelerate adoption and see meaningful results faster. Then there's our training and certification, and that's through ServiceNow University. And this is about building capability, empowering your teams with the knowledge and skills they need to sustain long after go live. And last but certainly not least is our expert services. And this is our professional services team that help you implement, optimize, and expand your ServiceNow instance as your business evolves. Together, these three pillars, impact, training, and expert services, form a connected ecosystem that really helps ensure that you're supported every stage of your journey, from the strategy and set up to continuous improvement. And it's really all about helping you make an impact faster, with confidence and with the right expertise behind you.
I want to make sure that everyone here leverages the opportunity to leverage our resources, specifically the Academy on Demand webinars. I just posted the link right there in the chat. Please make sure that you scan this QR code if you want to make sure to check out all the different Academy episodes. Specifically, we share many different best practices in regarding different areas of ITOM. So this is a really, I would say, important resource for you to keep in mind. I would really like to thank you, both Mary and Brandon, for an amazing presentation today. And thank you all to each one of you that are attending another amazing Live on ServiceNow webinar. You've been really actively participating and we really indeed appreciate it. Please make sure to join our future sessions and especially to dedicate just 1 or 2 minutes to fill out the final survey. You'll be just prompted out right after this webinar ends. So really, thank you all. We're looking forward to see you in the next episode.